Sheldon, how's the mood of the group one day after?
It was great. Guys are excited.
What I don't know if you got a chance to look at the film, or were there things you were able to identify as part of last night?
Yeah, for sure there is. I mean, there is in every game, but yeah, certainly. Last night there's things that we know we can execute better in different spots. But you're getting to a point in the series now where both teams know what to expect. It's a matter of going out and executing.
Is there emphasis more on rest, just given some of the travel that's been kind of going on here?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, a day like today is very much a recovery day. You get in quite late last night. And then again, you're at a point in the series now that it's taken a lot out of the guys. But a recovery day is important because obviously each game now going forward is of extreme importance and is going to require even more focus and energy and all those kind of things.
How important is that last line change in the matchup, or you kind of wait that angle?
Yeah, I think it's important for sure. I think there's some things there that will help us for sure. Now the depth that they have both on defense and on forward, it mitigates some of that because they have you know their depth lines, or if you want to call it their second, third, fourth lines, have given them really good minutes and have been a handful for us at different times through the series. And then when they are on the road, they tend to move their D around a lot. So those kind of things are at play. But the biggest thing for us really is just being on home ice. We'll come home to our crowd tomorrow and be excited to play in a big hockey game, and obviously one where we need a good response.
Is there a way, maybe a weird way of saying it, Sheldon, of taking the impact of special teams out of it, and the impact that special teams have had, whether you've been shorthanded or in the power play through the games and rhythms and all that sort of thing?
I missed the first half.
How do you get to a point where it's not such an impact at the end of the game, or can you, unless it's not happening?
Yeah, I mean, special teams are always going to be a factor. I mean, our games in the series, and it seems across the league, there have been a lot of power plays, penalty kills. But even if there's not, then each one becomes that much more important to take advantage of, whether it's getting the kill or scoring. Obviously last night, we took some penalties that we didn't like. Now, for the most part, most of them came when the game it's already 4-0 and pretty much out of hand and all of that. But it's important to do what you can. You have to adjust to the officiating, and we know exactly what to expect at this point in terms of how things have been called. So we just have to continue to not give them reasons to call penalties on us.
Human nature would suggest when you find yourself in certain situations, you can't help but think back to similar situations from the past, whether it's spoken or unspoken. How do you work to try to make sure the magnitude of this moment, what's happened in the past, does not affect this opportunity ahead of you tomorrow?
I think it's just simply focusing on what we can control here, which is to be excited about a chance to compete tomorrow, and that's what the vibe I'm getting from our team. Like I said, to me, no matter how you lose the game last night, you lose the game, and in playoffs you have to wash that and get ready for the next one. We responded well when we've lost previously. We lost in sort of tough fashion on home ice and went out on the road, and at a time there where you could say that's a big game at that point in time, because you need a response. You don't want to put yourself in a position to lose two on the road when you've already lost one on home ice. That was a huge win for us at a key time. You go into the game and you're wanting to rise to that occasion, and then all of a sudden, before you know it, you're up 3-0 and you're feeling pretty good about what you've done there. So I think there's enough there for our team focusing on this season and in the here and now, that we have a tremendous amount of belief in our team, and most importantly, they're just excited about a chance to compete against a very good and challenging opponent. But we think our guys will respond tomorrow.
That line that you were talking about, but the positivity moving forward, where do you think that comes from right now?
The positivity of our team. We've been a really good team all year, and I think any time that we've been challenged, whether it's regular season or even in this playoff series, we've responded very well. Which, the series itself and the opponent itself was a challenge coming in, and then we have a tremendous game one and establish ourselves in the series. So all the way through it, our team has responded well, and I think because of that, we've got great belief. And it doesn't change the opponent and change the challenge that we have ahead, but we certainly we're not phased by last night. We believe in our group and excited to play the remainder of the series here starting tomorrow.
I know that starting time gets thrown around all the time. But a little more curious the way this series is gone, Sheldon, that really that has come to the fore, that the team that does just doesn't lose at the end of the night. And you emphasize that even more for tomorrow night.
Yeah, well, I don't know if we can emphasize it any more than we have, through the 4 games here now. But obviously, yeah, it is important. At the same time, you want to stay focused. I mean, it's one thing for us to go down 1-0, but it's another to let it snowball there. I mean, you can come back from 1. But neither team in the series has been able to do that at this point. I don't know what you could attribute that to. It's a bit of an anomaly, I would say, I guess. But again, you look around the league, and it seems like that's a lot of how a lot of the games have gone in terms of how they're bouncing back and forth. So it's been a funny year that way in terms of goal scoring. But just focusing on tomorrow for us, we do of course want to get out to a great start and build out from there. But regardless, no matter what's going on in the game, we just got to stay focused and not get distracted shift to shift.
Any lineup changes anticipated?
I haven't made any decisions here on the lineup for tomorrow. We got some time today and into tomorrow, so we'll use that and make our decisions then.
How's Rasmus Sandy progressing? Is he getting the tall close to being an option?
Yeah, he's close. I would say he's healthy and he's available at this point. But obviously his workload and practice load and all those kind of things are not up to what I would say be at the level required to play to drop into this series. But he is certainly an option for us in the event that we require additional depth.
The physicality of a Simmons or a Clifford can really play well on home ice in terms of the crowd and getting people into the game and giving your team a boost. But the way this series has been called, does it make it difficult to go back to them?
I mean, I don't think necessarily the way that it's been called. I mean, in fact, I know Simmer got in some penalties there a little bit, but generally speaking, a lot of the physicality really hasn't been called. It's the hooks, it's the trips, it's the high sticks, it's the slashing, it's those kind of things. That's what's been called at this point. So I don't think that really comes into play. We just we have to make some decisions based on what we think is the best group to help us win the game.